how you doing? Hope everybody's awesome sauce. Right, on my right hand side of the videos, you got these little sub buttons, and I'm going to show you how to create these little sub buttons or little logos that you can use for anywhere that you want, really. So yeah, let's get on and do that, right? So I'm going to go Pixelmator, and I'm going to go File, cancel out of that, just File, New, and the best recommended settings are 800 pixels by 800 pixels. So we'll just create 800 by 800 and click OK. Just close this window down for you and drag this open, and I'm going to press Command minus on my keyboard just to make my image a little bit smaller so I can see what I'm working with. Right, so obviously for this one we grabbed an elliptical tool or the circle tool. I'm just going to press Shift and drag out a nice big circle, and don't worry too much about the colour or the size of it, just as long as it fits in your window, okay? Now, when I said the colour, because I want to do embossed, I'm going to use this grey here, right? So let's make it that grey and black for this. So whenever you're using embossed things, whatever you want to emboss on has to be the same colour as your background, right? So just bear that in mind. Now you notice I've got this nice little shadow, and that's purely because I've got this little shadow checked round up in the top box here. So just check the box because yes, we do want a little shadow on it. And then what we're going to do is create or duplicate the shape by going over to our layers pane, highlighting the shape, right click and select duplicate, and then I'm just going to drag it so it's on my on top of my circle. Perfect, on top of my circle. I'm going to change the colour to black. And then the black one, the dark copy, I'm going to drag underneath my white copy. Now, my white copy is now at the top, right? I'm going to right click my white copy and click Convert into Pixels. Then I'm going to go over to my effects, click GA, find the Gaussian Blur effect, drag it onto my grey or my white copy, and just drag the radius just up to around, whatever, it doesn't really matter. Up to 45.7 pixels, whatever, something along those lines, and then click OK, right? Now if we want to, we can highlight both of these shapes and merge them layers because we're going to keep them the way they are, right? Now let's write sub on it, or you could put your name on it, right? Let's write sub, that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to just select the text, make sure my text layer is at the top, type in sub, and then remember, this sub needs to be the same grey colour as your first text, as your first shape layer, okay? The one that you made Gaussian Blur, that one. I'm then going to right click and duplicate the sub, drag it so it's on top of the other sub, highlight it, make it black, and drag the black copy underneath the grey or the white one, and then my grey or white copy, grey copy, convert into pixels, right click, convert into pixels, drag the Gaussian on top of it, and then drag the blur down a little bit. So this time it's just sort of 6-7 pixels, and again it's personal preference wherever you want it to be. So this gives it the embossed, click OK on that, and this gives it the embossed or the engraved or the imprinted, embeveled effect that you want to achieve. However, I want to improve on that and give it a bit of an outside glow. So I'm going to select them both, right click, merge layers, and then I am going to hold Command on my keyboard and select the placeholder of this sub. So that selects the word sub, the outline of the word sub. Then what I'm going to do is create a new layer above that, go to Edit, Refine Selection, and make this 0.5 the size at the bottom and click OK. Then I'm going to my paint bucket tool, make sure it's coloured black, and then fill my selection with black. Go back to my selection tool, press Command D on my keyboard, drag my dark layer or my black layer below my grey layer, and then Gaussian Blur my lower layer, my black sub layer. And then I can drag the Gaussian out to how I want it, to what I want to achieve, and that's what I want to achieve. Right, I'm going to do the same with my shape, right? So I'm going to select my shape, hold Command on my keyboard and left click on the placeholder, create a new layer above that, go to Edit, Refine Selection, 0.5, click OK, Paint Bucket tool, fill that with 0 point, the top layer with a black or dark fill. Drag it below my grey layer. Press Command D to deselect. Gaussian blur on my darker sub layer. And then drag it up a little bit so you can see this blur on the outside. Now, deselect my background. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just drag onto this shape some noise onto my top layer. But just to make it seem a little bit less perfect. Okay, so you get the idea, yeah? And you can even do that on your top sub layer as well. The word sub, you can even do that on the top layer. Like so. It just seems less perfect. Export that and upload it into your video in program. If anybody has any dramas doing that, let me know. But yeah, that's a really cool little way of creating yourself a logo. You can even add some more effects to that and use different colours. I've just used those colours there. Hope this helps you out. Hope you enjoy that. Thanks a lot for watching. Catch you all soon. Bye.